Today, we're diving into the concept of getting promoted at work, and more specifically, exactly the steps that you need to take to demonstrate that you are ready for the next level. Hi there, I'm Jamie, and I'm here to transform how you work. I'm the founder of Career Brilliance, where we help people boost their business savvy and cross more things off their to-do list so they can fast track their path to professional leadership and enjoy their workday more. If that sounds good to you, be sure to like this video and hit subscribe so you never miss another one. All right. Grab a coffee, get cozy, and let's jump in. Okay, so what is the secret to getting promoted? It's all about taking on roles, assignments, projects that push you to handle one or more of these 4 things: scope, time, people, and ambiguity. Those first 3 might sound familiar. They're part of the project management triangle, which I cover in depth in another video, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so let's break these down one by one, starting with larger scope. So this looks like taking on projects or tasks that have a bigger impact or involve more responsibilities. These are the ones that have more moving parts, more dependencies, and more chances for things to go wrong. The bigger the scope, the more problems you're gonna have to solve in order to get it done right. So the second area is going to be a longer time horizon. So this looks like projects that stretch over a longer period of time than what you're used to. If you're managing your tasks on a daily basis right now, you'll want to look for something that starts spanning over a week or 2. If you're already handling monthly projects, start thinking on a quarterly scale. Managing a longer timeline means planning ahead and being ready to adjust when things don't go as planned, like when one delay causes a domino effect across the whole project. Up next is to have more people involved. So this is looking for opportunities where you can manage or work with more people, a larger team. This could definitely mean kind of leading direct reports. So you are a manager and you have 2 people on your team and you expand that to 5 people. But there are lots of other ways that this can happen too. You could be coordinating with people across departments, external partners, or even a client relationship. Working with more senior colleagues is another great way to level up your people management skills because that adds a new layer of complexity. And the final area is going to be more ambiguity. So this looks like taking on projects where the path forward isn't super clear. These are the ones where there's no obvious solution, and you will have to start making decisions without 100% of the information. You'll also need to learn how to pivot quickly when things don't go as expected. If you're creating something new, whether it's a process or a product, you are likely dealing with some amount of ambiguity. Okay, so now we know what types of opportunities we're looking for. Before you even start looking for these opportunities, you want to make sure that you're aligned with your personal brand. Make sure that the opportunities you pursue match with your skills and your goals. You want them to fit who you are and where you're headed. Okay, so the first place where you can start to find some of these new opportunities is going to be to network internally. So connecting with people in other departments to learn about upcoming projects is a great way to do this. This can be as simple as grabbing coffee with somebody new or chatting at company events with someone not on your team. The second place you can look for these opportunities is by volunteering for cross-functional teams. These teams often deal with larger scopes and more people, and so they're great for building your skills. Keep an eye out for early stage projects and put your hand up early to get involved. The third way to find some of these opportunities are to get help from your mentor or your manager. They usually have more insight into some upcoming roles or needs that might be a good fit for you. It's important to keep an open dialogue with them about what it is that you're looking for so that they can keep you in mind when something comes up. And finally, here is my absolute favorite way to find these opportunities: propose new initiatives. So spot areas of improvement in your current role and suggest projects that address them. This is the best way to show that you're ready for promotion because it checks all of the boxes. It's proactive, it's going to be aligned with your strengths because you are suggesting what the solution should be, and it shows leadership by identifying problems and offering solutions without being asked. If you take away nothing else from this video, I want you to hear this. It is a skill to be able to look across the landscape, take a big picture view, and identify anywhere where there's a gap, an upcoming problem, a risk, or an opportunity to make things better, and then addressing that proactively. The ability to do that on your own at larger and larger scales and with more and more sophistication, that is the most important practice for someone wanting to advance in their career. And that is true regardless of what level you're starting and what level you're trying to get to. An individual contributor can start this practice, and that is going to set them up for success at their next level. Even if you are a senior manager, this practice of proactively identifying problems and opportunities and then pursuing a solution, that is what is going to take you to the next level. And don't forget, your day job isn't the only place to practice these skills. You can volunteer to organize your company's holiday fundraiser, or lead an employee resource group, or take on a project like revamping your team's onboarding process. So it's not enough to just find a great opportunity. You also have to be successful in your pursuit of this new thing. So let's talk about some tips on how to be successful when you're doing something new for the first time. And that really starts with your mindset. You have to embrace learning. Recognize that you are doing something for the first time and that things likely will feel hard and that you will make mistakes. That is part of the process. View this ambiguity as a chance to learn and grow and experiment with some different approaches. The second step is ask for help. Don't hesitate to seek advice from mentors or colleagues when you are tackling new challenges. We could do a whole video on how to effectively ask for help. So if that sounds interesting to you, let me know in the comments. But the shortest version is that when you're asking for help, you want to demonstrate that you've thoughtfully considered the problem. When you bring whatever it is that you're struggling with to your manager or your mentor, you have to get really clear on the context, the facts, and the impact. And then you want to provide 1 to 2 possible solutions and identify the pros and cons and or the areas where you still have some questions. So let's talk through a quick example. Let's say that you are working with an external partner on one of your projects and they are not meeting their deadlines for their deliverables. So when you bring this to, let's say, your manager, you'd want to say something like, okay, over the last 3 weekly meetings, this person has been assigned 2 really important action items that were all due the following week, but they've all been pushed out. They're just not meeting those deadlines. In today's meeting, they still didn't have an update. And that means that our marketing team can't start on their work until we get this from our partner. And so this is likely going to delay the launch of our project unless we can get the partner on track ASAP. The 2 solutions that I've considered are escalating via email and CCing their boss, or calling them directly and try to make a personal appeal. The first one is more assertive, and that can get a little sticky. I don't have much of an established relationship with this person either, so calling them directly is a bit of a risk, and also there wouldn't be as much of a paper trail if I go that route. Can you give me some guidance? So by approaching your ask for help in this way, you've really outlined what the context is, what the impact is, and you've given some thought to some potential ways to solve the problem. Now, your manager might come back and say, neither of these 2 solutions are the right solution, but here's what I would do instead. Or they might say, yeah, actually, I think we move ahead with, let's go ahead and escalate via email. Here's some different reasons why that's the right move in this situation. Okay, so the third main way that we're going to ensure that we're successful in this new role is by communicating clearly. You want to keep all stakeholders informed about progress and any obstacles that you encounter. Bad news only gets worse with time. And there are almost always warning signs before something really bad happens. So you want to communicate early and often. You can definitely work with those who are more senior or more experienced than you to gauge what warning signs are worth leaning into further and escalating to the appropriate stakeholders. And the fourth step is to reflect regularly. Take time to reflect on what is working and what isn't, and then adjust your strategies accordingly. As you develop your leadership style more and more, you're going to find what feels good to you and what works well and what doesn't. It's great to model your style after others that you respect, but eventually you will have your very own leadership style. All right, so if you are ready to demonstrate that you're ready for the next level, be sure to start seeking out some opportunities where you can show that you can handle more scope, time, people, and ambiguity. If you liked this video, be sure to sign up for my free on-demand masterclass, How to Write Emails That Actually Get Answered. The link for that is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.